Jonah Johnston's personal life has once again become a major talking point among 7 Little Johnstons fans. After reports and online speculation suggested that Jonah may have quietly moved on, and possibly even married, leaving his longtime partner Ashley completely out of the picture. While the Johnston family has not made any official announcement, recent social media activity, subtle clues, and noticeable silence have fueled intense discussion across fan communities. For years, viewers watched Jonah and Ashley navigate a complicated relationship filled with ups and downs. Their story was never portrayed as perfect, but many fans believed there was still emotional attachment between the two. Ashley was often seen standing by Jonah during difficult moments, especially when he struggled with independence, mental health challenges, and finding direction in his adult life. That history is what makes the current situation feel especially shocking to longtime followers of the show. The rumor mill began spinning after fans noticed Jonah appearing in photos and videos with a woman who was clearly not Ashley. The posts were quickly deleted or restricted, but screenshots spread fast. What caught even more attention was the presence of what appeared to be a wedding band on Jonah's hand in recent images. While nothing has been confirmed directly, the clues were enough to send fans into full investigation mode. Ashley's absence from Jonah's life has been just as loud as the rumors themselves. Once regularly featured alongside Jonah in posts and discussions, she has now seemingly vanished from his online world. Even more telling, Ashley has posted a series of emotional and cryptic messages of her own, quotes about betrayal, moving on, and learning hard lessons. Although she never mentioned Jonah by name, fans quickly connected the dots. Many viewers feel that Ashley was blindsided. The idea that Jonah could move on so quickly, possibly into marriage, has left fans questioning what really happened behind closed doors. Some believe the relationship had already ended long before the rumors surfaced, while others think Ashley may have been led to believe there was still hope. That uncertainty has only intensified sympathy toward her. Amber Johnston's role in the situation has also drawn attention. Known for being outspoken and protective of her family, Amber has remained unusually quiet. No public congratulations, no clarification, no defense, just silence. For a family that typically addresses rumors head-on, the lack of response feels deliberate. Some fans interpret this as confirmation that something major did happen, while others believe the family is simply choosing privacy for once. Jonah himself has not directly addressed the claims. His recent content focuses on work, daily life, and self-improvement, with no mention of Ashley or a new partner. That silence has divided fans. Supporters argue that Jonah has every right to move forward and live his life off camera. Critics, however, feel that the way things unfolded, especially if Ashley was hurt in the process, reflects poorly on him. What makes the situation even more emotional is Ashley's long-standing connection to the Johnston family. She wasn't just Jonah's girlfriend. She was someone viewers grew to know and care about. Many fans feel she deserved clarity and respect after investing so much time and emotional energy into the relationship. Seeing her seemingly pushed aside without explanation has left a bitter taste for many. Online reactions have been intense. Some fans are defending Jonah, saying growth sometimes means outgrowing people. Others are firmly on Ashley's side, calling the situation a betrayal and demanding accountability. Comment sections are filled with debates, theories, and emotional messages directed at both parties. The fandom appears more divided than ever. There is also speculation that the show itself may address the situation in a future season. If cameras were rolling during this transition, viewers could finally get answers about what led to the breakup, how Jonah met this alleged new wife, and how Ashley truly feels. Until then, everything remains in the realm of speculation, fueled by fragments of information and emotional interpretation. Despite the drama, one thing is clear. This chapter marks a major turning point for Jonah Johnston. Whether married or simply in a new relationship, his life appears to be moving in a very different direction from where fans last saw him. For Ashley, the road ahead may be painful, but many supporters believe this could also be the start of a stronger, independent future for her. As of now, no official statements have been released, and all parties remain silent. Until the truth comes out, fans are left piecing together clues and forming their own conclusions. What really happened between Jonah and Ashley? Is Jonah truly married, or is the internet jumping to conclusions once again? And most importantly, will those affected finally speak out? The situation surrounding Jonah Johnston and Ashley has taken an even more unexpected turn, leaving fans questioning everything they thought they knew about their relationship. While rumors about Jonah's alleged new wife continue to spread, new details and reactions suggest that the story may be far more complex than it first appeared. Sources close to the 7 Little Johnstons fan community claim that Jonah's life has been quietly changing for months, long before the public noticed anything unusual. According to online discussions, Jonah had been spending less time with Ashley and more time focused on personal goals, friendships, and work opportunities. These subtle shifts went unnoticed until recent developments brought everything into the spotlight. What shocked many fans was how suddenly Ashley seemed to disappear from Jonah's world. At one point, she was seen as an integral part of his journey, someone who supported him during moments of uncertainty and growth. But now there is no trace of their connection in Jonah's recent interactions. This dramatic shift has led many to believe that something significant happened behind the scenes, something neither side has openly discussed. Ashley's recent behavior online has added another layer of mystery. Instead of directly addressing the situation, she has shared messages that hint at emotional struggles, resilience, and self-worth. These posts have been interpreted by fans as silent responses to the rumors about Jonah's new relationship. While Ashley has not confirmed any heartbreak, the tone of her messages suggests a period of deep emotional change. Meanwhile, Jonah appears to be presenting a very different image of his life. His posts convey stability, confidence, and forward movement. Whether this is a reflection of genuine happiness or simply a curated version of reality remains unknown. For many viewers, this contrast between Jonah's calm demeanor and Ashley's emotional hints feels unsettling. The Johnston family's reaction has also raised eyebrows. Instead of clarifying the situation, they have chosen to remain distant from the discussion. This silence has fueled speculation that the family is aware of the truth but unwilling to share it publicly. Some fans believe the family is protecting Jonah's privacy, while others think they are trying to avoid further controversy. Another theory gaining traction among fans is that Jonah and Ashley's relationship may have ended long before the alleged new wife appeared. If true, this would mean that the public is only now discovering a story that has been developing quietly for a long time. However, without confirmation, it is impossible to determine whether Jonah's new relationship overlapped with his past one. The emotional response from fans has been overwhelming. Many viewers feel personally connected to Ashley, having watched her grow and evolve on the show. They see her not just as a supporting character, but as someone whose feelings matter. This connection is why so many people feel anger and disappointment at the possibility that she may have been hurt. On the other hand, some fans argue that Jonah deserves the freedom to move on and build a life that makes him happy. They point out that relationships change and that not every breakup has a villain. This divide in opinion has created heated debates across social media platforms, with supporters of both Jonah and Ashley passionately defending their perspectives. As speculation continues, questions remain unanswered. Who is Jonah's alleged new wife? How did they meet? And most importantly, what really happened between Jonah and Ashley? Without official statements, the truth remains hidden behind layers of rumors and assumptions. If the show chooses to address this storyline in the future, it could become one of the most emotional and dramatic arcs in 7 Little Johnstons' history. Viewers may finally get insight into Jonah's decisions, Ashley's emotions, and the family's role in everything that unfolded. Until then, fans are left with fragments of information and emotional clues. Each new post, comment, or silence is analyzed for meaning. The story is far from over, and the tension continues to grow as everyone waits for the moment when someone finally decides to speak openly. For Ashley, this period may represent not just heartbreak, but transformation. Sometimes, endings lead to new beginnings, even when they come with pain. For Jonah, the future remains uncertain, shaped by choices that only he fully understands. And for fans, the mystery surrounding their relationship remains one of the most talked about topics in the 7 Little Johnstons universe. The discussion around Jonah Johnston has now shifted from shock to reflection as fans begin to reassess everything they thought they knew about his relationship with Ashley. What once appeared to be a slow, stable partnership now feels like a chapter that ended quietly, without warning and without closure. The emotional fallout from that silence has become the heart of the story. Unlike earlier rumors that focused on whether Jonah was married or not, recent conversations center more on timing. Fans are asking when the relationship truly ended, and whether Ashley was emotionally prepared for that ending. The lack of clarity has made the situation feel unsettling, especially for viewers who followed their journey closely. Ashley's recent behavior has drawn strong emotional responses. Rather than addressing the rumors directly, she has chosen distance. Less visibility, fewer personal updates, and a noticeable shift in tone. Her online presence now feels guarded and introspective. Many fans interpret this as someone processing a major emotional loss privately, away from public judgment. What's striking is how quickly public perception can change. Jonah was once viewed as someone who needed emotional guidance and stability. Ashley was often seen as that grounding force. Now, the roles appear reversed. Jonah seems settled and forward-focused, while Ashley is navigating uncertainty. That contrast alone has reshaped how fans interpret their past dynamic. Another layer of the story involves emotional expectations created by long-term relationships. When two people spend years together, especially under public observation, the assumption is that major transitions will be shared with honesty. The idea that Jonah may have entered a serious new chapter without addressing the previous one has left many fans feeling disappointed, even if they acknowledge his right to privacy. There is also growing conversation about emotional accountability. Moving on is not the issue for most fans, it's how the transition happens. When one person appears to move ahead seamlessly while the other is left rebuilding emotionally, it creates an imbalance that's hard to ignore. This imbalance is what many viewers find troubling. Some fans argue that the story being told online may be incomplete or misleading. It's possible that Ashley and Jonah mutually agreed to part ways long before the rumors emerged. It's also possible that the emotional timelines were different, one person healing earlier, the other later. Relationships are rarely as simple as they appear from the outside. Still, perception matters. And the current perception is shaped by silence. Jonah's decision not to clarify anything has allowed speculation to grow unchecked. Every photo, every missing tag, every deleted comment becomes evidence in the court of public opinion. Silence, intentional or not, often creates its own narrative. The Johnston family's lack of visible reaction has also added fuel to the fire. For a family known for strong opinions and open communication, this quiet approach feels unusual. Fans are left wondering whether this is an effort to protect Jonah, avoid backlash, or simply keep private matters off camera. Whatever the reason, the result is the same. More questions than answers. Ashley's supporters emphasize resilience. They point out that heartbreak, while painful, often leads to growth. Many believe this moment could mark a turning point for her, one where she redefines her identity beyond a relationship that once defined much of her public image. That belief has turned sympathy into support. On the other side, Jonah's supporters argue that personal growth sometimes requires difficult endings. They believe Jonah may finally be prioritizing his own stability and future, even if that choice came at an emotional cost. To them, the criticism feels unfair without full context. What's undeniable is that the emotional tone surrounding Jonah has changed. He is no longer seen only as the struggling young adult from earlier seasons. He is now viewed as someone capable of making decisive life changes, choices that carry consequences for others. The situation also highlights the challenges of growing up in the public eye. Private decisions become public conversations. Personal heartbreak becomes content. Silence becomes speculation. This pressure makes navigating relationships far more complex than it would be outside of reality television. As fans continue to analyze every detail, one truth remains consistent: closure is missing. Without clear communication, the emotional gap between Jonah and Ashley continues to widen in the public imagination. That gap is where theories thrive and emotions intensify. Whether Jonah is truly married or simply in a new phase of life, the impact on Ashley appears real. Her journey now looks separate, uncertain, and emotionally demanding. For many viewers, that reality overshadows the rumors themselves. Until someone speaks openly, the story will remain fragmented. Pieces of information will continue to surface without context. Fans will continue to choose sides. And the silence will continue to shape the narrative more powerfully than any statement ever could. Situation has now shifted toward long-term sequences rather than immediate shock. What initially appeared to be a sudden personal change has evolved into a larger discussion about emotional transparency, public responsibility, and how private decisions affect shared histories. For many viewers, this story is no longer about rumors. It's about aftermath. One of the most noticeable elements is how quickly narratives form when information is missing. Jonah's silence created space, and that space was immediately filled by assumptions. Fans began rewriting the timeline themselves, trying to understand how a relationship that once seemed steady could dissolve so quietly. The absence of explanation didn't slow the story down. It accelerated it. Ashley's emotional state, while never openly explained, has become a central point of empathy. Instead of dramatic statements or public confrontations, she appears to be stepping back entirely. That withdrawal has been interpreted as emotional exhaustion rather than indifference. Many fans believe she is choosing self-preservation over public validation, a decision that often comes after deep disappointment. What makes this situation different from typical reality TV breakups is the sense of unfinished conversation. There was no visible ending, no shared acknowledgement, no mutual closure. For audiences who followed their relationship over time, that lack of conclusion feels unsettling. It creates the impression that something important was left unresolved. Jonah's current public image reflects control and calm. His online presence feels structured and intentional, suggesting a desire to keep life simple and drama-free. To some, this looks like maturity. To others, it feels emotionally detached. That split interpretation has caused fans to reassess his growth arc entirely. There is also growing discussion about emotional timing. In many relationships, one person begins detaching long before the other realizes it's happening. If that was the case here, it would explain why Jonah appears stable, while Ashley seems to be processing loss in real time. Emotional timelines rarely align, but when they diverge sharply, the impact can be devastating. Another angle fans are exploring is the pressure of public expectation. Being part of a long-running reality show creates a sense of shared ownership between cast and audience. While that expectation isn't fair, it is real. Viewers feel invested, and when major changes occur without acknowledgement, it creates frustration and distrust. The idea of Jonah having a new wife, or even a serious new partner, has amplified those feelings, not because moving on is wrong, but because it reframes the past. It forces fans to question whether Ashley was aware of how final the ending truly was. That uncertainty is where most of the emotional tension lives. Ashley's supporters often describe her as collateral damage in a process she didn't control. They argue that emotional honesty matters, especially after years of shared history. Whether intentional or not, the way things unfolded has left her carrying the emotional weight alone in the public eye. Meanwhile, Jonah's supporters push back against what they see as unfair judgment. They argue that personal growth sometimes requires hard decisions and firm boundaries. To them, Jonah's quiet approach is not avoidance, but self-protection. This difference in interpretation continues to divide the fan base. The Johnston family's role remains a quiet but significant factor. Their choice not to address the situation publicly has allowed speculation to continue unchecked. For a family often vocal about values and accountability, this silence feels strategic. Whether it's meant to protect privacy or avoid backlash, it has become part of the story. There's also the question of future impact. If the show addresses this situation later, it could reshape how viewers see past seasons. Moments once interpreted as closeness may now be viewed as tension. Conversations once dismissed as minor may gain new meaning. Retrospective storytelling often changes emotional context. Ashley's future, however, is where much of the audience's hope lies. Many believe this painful chapter could become a turning point, one that allows her to redefine herself outside of a relationship that once defined her public identity. Supporters see strength in her restraint and dignity in her silence. Emotionally, the situation highlights a universal truth. Endings hurt more when they lack explanation. Humans seek understanding, not just outcomes. Without clarity, the mind fills gaps with imagined scenarios, often worse than reality. That's what appears to be happening here, emotion overtaking facts. As time passes, the intensity may fade, but the impression will remain. Jonah will be remembered as someone who made a decisive shift. Ashley will be remembered as someone left to rebuild quietly. Whether that narrative is fair or accurate is still unknown, but perception has already taken hold. Until some